today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the 7th-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders are hoping to provide stability for each other starting in 2022. It's the third team in 3 years for Wentz and the fourth starter in 4 years for Washington. The big thing with Wentz has always been staying on the field. And last season in Indianapolis, he played a full 17 games, leading the Colts to a 9-8 record and almost into the playoffs.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and 4. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late season push when we have everyone back. It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dak Prescott and Dallas taking the field for their first possession. Dak now in his 7th season in charge of the Cowboys. 2-time Pro Bowler.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The numbers for Zeke from last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
From the 25 on second down, Prescott. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Prescott to throw it. Dancing to his left. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A jet sweep. Here's Tolbert. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. On the ground with a tight end. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Prescott on 3rd and 2. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Maher able to put this one through, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Taking it about the 16. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Prescott. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. Prescott off play action. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Montez Sweat, the third-year edge rusher, had 5 sacks in 10 games in 2021, limited due to injuries, but still an impressive 21 sacks in his first 3 years in the NFL.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
It'll be a net of 39. 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Wentz now to throw. Complete. It's Dotson. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards of total offense, you're going to win 99 times out of 100. And the one game you lose, you'll know who to blame.
Wentz now on 1st down. Quick slant, Dotson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And Thomas has it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. From the 38, Wentz. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Again, it's Wentz. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wentz. He gets it to Thomas. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A carry now for McKissick. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Wentz. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Wentz. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Wentz going to throw. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. And this obviously about as short of a field goal as you can get. Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern. He'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy 1st down. Throwing, Prescott. That's caught again by Schultz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. 1st down, Prescott. That's Gallup on the slant. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
When the Dallas Cowboys traded Amari Cooper, it was certainly a sign of the faith that they have in Michael Gallup to step up and be that type of weapon across from C.D. Lamb. He hit 1,100 yards back in 2019, but missed half of last year with a pair of injuries. He steps up here and moves the chains.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And again, it's Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Brett Maher on for the extra point. is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. Wentz now on first down. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On first down, Wentz. And he'll just get rid of it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Wentz. Open man is Samuel, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. A final shot before half for Wentz. Taking a shot for Samuel. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll start with one of those classic NFL matchups. The Giants hosting Chicago at MetLife Stadium. And it's the Giants who have the lead as they approach halftime. Kadarius Toney, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Joe Burrow, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. The Eagles trying to hold on and claim victory. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw. Prescott. Outright, he finds Tolbert. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. He'll look to set up his blockers. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks,
NFL Madden League Season 2-1-2022 Week 4 games and highlights will be coming up next on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
Like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz slings this deep from McLaurin. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have
NFL Madden League Season 2-1-2022 Week 4 matchup is now live streaming on GOAT's International Sports Showdown 2022.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got his man there complete to Gallup. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Prescott. That's caught once again by Gallup.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point,
Week 4 Washington Commanders 1-2 Dallas Cowboys 2-1.
Put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Prescott now. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schultz. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. The kick by Maher is good, and that will extend
Week 4 Minnesota Vikings 2-1 New Orleans Saints 1-2 coming up next.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Week 4 Chicago Bears 2-1 New York Giants 2-1 will be coming up next.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
To try again after the sack. Wentz, he'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd
Week
and
4
13.
Buffalo Bills 2-1 Baltimore Ravens 2-1 will be coming up next.
Throwing now is Wentz. And this one is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. Fielded at the 33. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come
Week
back to
4
life.
Kansas City Chiefs 2-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-1 will be coming up next.
Away from their opponents.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now Prescott. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Now Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be second down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing again on second down. Wentz.
A throw to the flat here from McKissick.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now third down and 6 to go. Now Wentz.
And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Wentz to throw again. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. To throw is Wentz. Steps away to his left. And as he throws and the ball is out, it's a live football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's third and long.
Here's Wentz to throw.
Complete, it's Dotson.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Throwing on first is Wentz.
And he'll complete this to Gibson.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Wentz now to throw.
That one complete out to Dotson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. Again, it's Wentz. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. From the red zone now, Wentz. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Cowboys have recovered.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? On 3rd down, it's Prescott. It's caught. Tolbert. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 30.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's got a 1st down following a pickup of about 13 as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Wentz now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Working from the gun, Wentz. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Wentz's throw complete to Dotson.
Escapes the defender. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Into the red zone, Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Now Wentz again. Forced out to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd and goal, Wentz
looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And the Cowboys are going to secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. They knew they needed a onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Again, it's Elliott. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 10th carry now for Elliott. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Now Prescott. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Back to throw. Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Cowboys, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Commanders, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.